Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a book that understands exactly what that feels like. We're diving into Elissa Sussman's wonderful novel, Totally and Completely Fine. This book is a romance fiction story, but it's also about finding yourself again after something really sad happens. It's about how our hearts can be big enough to hold both the past and the exciting new possibilities of the future. It really makes you think about what it means to heal, and how love can pop up in the most unexpected places. Let's get into it. So, who is Elissa Sussman? Well, she's a super talented writer who has written some amazing books that lots of people love. You might have heard of her other popular stories like Once More with Feeling or Funny You Should Ask. She's also written books for young adults, which means she's really good at telling stories about different stages of life. People like NPR and The Washington Post have praised her work, saying it's really great. Elissa lives in Los Angeles with her husband and lots of pets. She writes with a lot of heart, and you can tell she really cares about her characters and the journeys they go on. She has a special way of making you feel deeply for her characters, even when they're going through tough times. Now, let's meet the wonderful people in our story. First up, we have Lauren, who is our main character and narrator. She's a mom in her 40s who used to be really lively and adventurous, but right now, she's feeling a little lost. Her husband passed away 3 years ago, and she's been trying her best to keep everything together for her family. Lauren loves to bake and do crafts. She even works at a cool bookstore and craft shop called The Cozy. These hobbies are her way of keeping busy and not thinking too much about the sad stuff. Then there's Spencer, Lauren's husband who died. Even though he's not with us anymore, his presence is felt throughout the whole book. He was a really kind, patient, and loving person. He worked at a hardware store and was known for his amazing pizza-making skills, which he learned in high school. Spencer had a very special bond with his daughter, Lena. And speaking of Lena, she's Lauren and Spencer's teenage daughter. Being a teenager is tough enough, but Lena is also dealing with missing her dad, which makes her sometimes grumpy or quiet. But deep down, she cares a lot, and she has a special connection with her Uncle Ollie. We also learn that Lena discovers she likes girls, and starts dating her friend Eve. Next, we have Gabe Parker, Lauren's brother, who is a famous movie star. He even played James Bond. Gabe is super supportive of Lauren and Lena, and he's even helped them out a lot financially. He's a good guy, but he's also had his own struggles, like dealing with a drinking problem in the past. And then there's Ben Walsh. He's a very handsome actor who is 30 years old, and he's from Ireland and Hawaii. Ben is known for being a bit of a daredevil. He loves exciting things like skydiving and riding motorcycles. He's also openly bisexual, meaning he likes both boys and girls. He's a truly interesting character who brings a lot of excitement into Lauren's life. Finally, we have Ollie, Oliver Matthias, who is Gabe's friend and also a director. Ollie is a kind and supportive person, especially to Lauren and Lena. He's also known for being a bit of a matchmaker, in his own sneaky way. Our story mostly takes place in a small town called Cooper, Montana. Imagine a place where everyone knows everyone else's business, like when you get a new haircut, the whole town knows before you even get home. It's a place that can feel very safe and close-knit, but also a little bit small if you want to keep secrets or try new things. The main idea, or concept, behind this story is about how you can find happiness and connection even after experiencing a big loss. It explores the idea that grief isn't something you just get over, but something you learn to live with, and that your heart can heal and make room for new people and new kinds of love. It also shows how important family is, and how we sometimes have to be brave to be ourselves. Now, let's talk about the story itself. I'll break it down like a play in 3 acts. Act 1, the setup: a widowed mom, a wild brother, and an unexpected spark. Our story begins with Lauren living her quiet life in Cooper. It's been 3 years since Spencer died, and Lauren feels stuck in a kind of slow-motion sadness. Her teenage daughter, Lena, is going through a tough time, being moody and quiet, which makes Lauren feel like a failing mom. Lauren tries to keep busy with her crafts and her bookstore, but she's constantly avoiding her true feelings about Spencer's death. Things get interesting when Lauren and Lena fly to Philadelphia to visit Lauren's famous brother, Gabe, on his movie set. Lauren hopes this trip will be a good distraction, and she definitely gets more than she bargained for. On set, she meets Ben Walsh, a super charming and handsome actor. There's an instant spark between them, a feeling Lauren hasn't had in a very long time, like her heart is waking up. She feels drawn to him, but she also feels very conflicted, wondering if it's okay to feel this way after losing Spencer. She tries to push Ben away, even though she's clearly interested. Act 2, the adventure unfolds, secrets, small towns, and big feelings. Even though Lauren tries to put distance between them, Ben is persistent. They start a secret physical relationship, and Lauren discovers how amazing their connection is. It's thrilling, but also makes Lauren nervous because of how much she worries about what people in their small town would think, especially how it might affect Lena. Then, Ben unexpectedly shows up in Cooper because he's in a play with Gabe. This really rattles Lauren. She keeps trying to tell Ben that their connection can't work because their lives are so different and their relationship has to stay a secret. Lauren is terrified of judgment from her community, and she has flashbacks to her own teenage years when she was labeled as trouble for being wild and having fun. She feels like she needs to protect Lena from any gossip or negativity. We also learn more about other characters during this part. We see how Gabe has been working hard on his sobriety and how he's falling in love with a reporter named Chani. We also discover that Ben has his own hidden sadness. His mother passed away when he was young due to alcoholism, and his relationship with his father is difficult. This helps Lauren understand Ben better, as they both share experiences with complicated family dynamics and loss. But the biggest struggle happens with Lena. All her sadness and anger about her dad's death finally bursts out. She even tells Gabe that she thinks he was drunk at Spencer's funeral, which is a big, painful truth. This emotional explosion eventually helps Lauren realize that she and Lena need to talk about their feelings, even the hard ones, instead of keeping them bottled up. Act 3, the resolution, a heart expands, a new path is chosen. As the story moves towards its end, Lauren begins to understand that grief isn't something that just disappears. It changes and becomes a part of you. She realizes that her heart is strong enough to hold both the love she had for Spencer and the new feelings she's developing for Ben. Then, a huge decision comes for Ben. He gets offered the role of James Bond, a dream job that would make him super famous but require him to move to Australia for years. This is a massive choice for him. It's a big test for Lauren too, wondering if she's willing to risk her heart again. In a beautiful moment, Lena even gives Ben Spencer's old scarf as a loan for the play, showing that she's starting to accept Ben and new possibilities. She even offers to teach Ben how to make pizza dough, Spencer's special recipe. This is a huge step for Lena and for Lauren, showing they're ready to embrace new memories while honoring old ones. Finally, in a heartwarming turn, Ben turns down the James Bond role. He chooses to stay in Cooper, deciding that a genuine connection with Lauren and the chance to build a life with her is more important than global fame. He takes a job at a new theater in Cooper that Gabe is opening. The book ends with Gabe and Chani getting married, symbolizing new beginnings and healing for the Parker family. Lauren fully embraces her love for Ben, no longer hiding it from anyone. She realizes that her heart is big enough to hold all her emotions, happiness, sadness, and new love, and that being herself, with all her messy parts, is totally and completely fine. So, what are the big ideas, or themes, in Totally and Completely Fine? Grief and healing. The book shows that being sad when someone you love is gone is normal, and it takes time to feel better. It's not about getting over it, but about learning to live with the sadness and letting it shape you, and even finding new happiness. Second chances and new beginnings. It's about finding love and joy again, even when you thought those feelings were gone forever. It applies to Lauren finding a new partner, and Gabe overcoming his past struggles. Love in all its forms. The story celebrates different kinds of love, the deep, lasting love between a husband and wife, the sometimes tricky but always strong love between family members, and the supportive love of friends. It even includes the important idea that Lena loves girls, and that's perfectly normal and okay. Authenticity, learning to be your true self, even when it's scary, and talking about your real feelings, is super important. And for symbols, we have a few cool ones. The pizza dough represents Spencer's memory and the comfort of the past. When it molds, it forces Lauren and Lena to finally talk about their grief. Feelings quietly, almost like putting them in a box. The offer of the James Bond role for Ben isn't just a job, it's a symbol of global fame and a big life choice. When he turns it down, it shows his real priorities and the kind of love he wants. There are so many powerful lines in this book. Here are two that really stuck with me. First, she didn't know that grief felt like the slowest moving quicksand pulling me down inch by inch, rib by rib. She didn't know the way it hurt, physically hurt, to think about Spencer, to imagine his last moments, to wonder if I'd even said I loved him that night. This quote helps us understand just how much Lauren is hurting inside. It shows that being sad isn't just a feeling, but it can feel heavy and painful in your body, and it reminds us that it's okay to acknowledge that deep sadness. Second, if I've learned anything, it's that the heart is a miraculous, resilient thing. It's capable of so much. It can even expand if we give it the chance. Ben says this, and it's such a hopeful message. It means that even after a big heartbreak, your heart isn't broken forever. It can stretch and grow to love new people and new experiences, proving just how strong and amazing our hearts are. What can we learn from Lauren's story? Well, for me, this book really taught me that it's okay not to be totally and completely fine all the time. It's okay to be sad, to miss people, and to feel messy. But it also teaches us that even when life throws really hard things your way, your heart can still make room for new joy, new friendships, and new love. It shows us that taking a chance on happiness, even if it feels a little scary, can lead to the most wonderful surprises. It reminds us that our hearts are incredibly strong and can hold so much love. So, I want to hear from you. What do you think about finding new happiness after a big change? Have you ever felt like your heart expanded to make room for new feelings? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review and want to explore more amazing books with me, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.